my freaks and geeks, it's Messin, and Contera fucking sucked. So, strong opener. I know, but I wanted to grab your attention, I guess. It's been a while. Yes, I know. I will be talking about that in another video. But after almost a year of me releasing my trailer and me going to Contera, I'm finally going to be talking about it. So, Contera was a lot. It kicked me in the ass. It was my first ever blockbuster, and I wish it wasn't my first blockbuster. It was vastly disappointing. It had a lot of aspects that I'm going to cover, which I did not like. I will preface this by saying, if you want a more positive view, definitely go check out Piper, aka Burns. I will be linking it down below. Her video is fabulous, has way higher quality shots than mine, because I shot mine on my shitty little phone. And she actually had a camera person, and she had a wonderful time. So if you want to go check her out, you can. And she was also in my clan, so you'll get a kind of perspective on what was happening in my clan from someone else as well. So definitely go check her out. She's so sweet and I love her. And but enough about gushing about the people I met. So I played Talia at Contera. She was the leader of Perret. So if you don't know, Contera, the plot of it was that Perret was basically Fey-nuked, and Perret doesn't know why, and that's the main reason for the summit, because Contera, the actual continent of Contera, summoned everyone there to a summit because of the fact that what the Fey did hurt the continent itself, as well as there's other various plot lines, like Penastorm, which is kind of the pirate clan, invaded the Dragon Riders, and they're all leave us the fuck alone and stuff. So there's a bunch of different little problems, but the main thing that summoned everyone was Perret basically getting wiped out. And I played the leader, more or less. I paid for a Lady/Lord ticket. So with this ticket, this was about 800 USD, which came out to about over 1,000 Canadian, because exchange rate hurts. There was 3 different tiers. There was base price, which was $600 USD, and then there was Lord/Lady. I can't remember what the base price ticket was called, which I said was $800. And then there was High Ruler, which was $1,000. I'm sorry, I just choked because that's a lot of money. But each ticket got a different set of perks. And so one of the perks was getting a character with a higher position of power if you so choose. That's why I played the princess and so-called leader of Perret, because no one bought a High Ruler ticket above me, so I ended up defaulting to being the leader. Though, I will say I was disappointed with what I got, because of the fact, so base price ticket, you got a small welcome bag, you got a sash, you got a character. Base character, they didn't really hold any position of power, and you were supposed to share a room with 4 other people, including yourself. And with the Lord/Lady ticket, which is what I had, you had a medium-sized welcome bag, as well as you only had to share a room with 1 other person. And then with the High Ruler ticket, you had a large welcome bag. You shared the room with yourself. That was it. I know what you may be thinking. Oh, Messin, you're sharing a room with 3 other strangers and having to be in a bed with them? Isn't that a bit uncomfortable? Yes. The answer is yes. But that didn't happen. I also went to Venusaur, which was another game where that actually did occur. I will touch about Venusaur in a separate video. What ended up happening was, because not everyone was able to show up and they didn't fill up the way they thought they would, they ended up having a bunch of empty rooms, and so in order to fill those rooms, they put 2 people in each room, which I wasn't amused with that. And then the other thing was my welcome bag. My welcome bag was vastly disappointing. It wasn't cute. I got basically what everyone else got, except I got 2 Hot Topic necklaces. Yeah, let that sink in. The worst part was one of them still had the price tag on them. And one of them I knew was from Hot Topic because at the time I was looking for jewelry for my character Aurora, which I played at College of Wizardry 20. And that will also be a separate video. So I was a little underwhelmed. Really, my ticket price only got me about my position. But they did, when I did the survey and I wrote that I was unhappy, they did give me $100 off my next ticket, which I put towards being a Spora. Now, let's get into actually being the leader. I hated it. Oh my god, I never want to do that again. I despised it. It was, oh god, it was the worst because I don't blame this on any of the other players, but because I was the leader, my clan kept doing shit behind my back. And because I'm oblivious out of game, and also I was oblivious in game, I couldn't get involved with anything that was happening because since I was the leader, they couldn't tell me. Like, one of the things was they did a whole ass ritual that ended up killing someone in my clan. I never found out. Like, not until this big emotional scene where we sat down and we discussed it. But I never cracked that mystery. As well as, apparently my whole clan hid poison around the castle. I had no idea. None. And I've talked to one of the people, Piper, who played Belladonna, and she was kind of like my right-hand woman in the sense that, like, she was very close to me. You can probably see some pictures now and everything for hugging me, because, you know, when one of my clan members died on Friday night, which I also will put pictures in. Wow, would you look at that? It was emotional, but because of the fact that I had no idea about anything my clan was doing, she told me that she genuinely thought I knew, but I didn't. So I couldn't get involved on, I think it was Saturday night after they had collected the poison back. I found out that they had hid poison around the castle, and everyone in my clan, I believe, this was their first blockbuster. And looking back, I wish that I had found out somehow. I wish that I got more facilitated play, because most of Contera was me walking back and forth, looking for something to do. And this brings up another gripe I have with the game. The clan rooms. Oh god, I hated those clan rooms. The clan rooms made me want to tear out my hair because of the fact that everyone was in close, tightly knit clans. And how the clan room works was it was supposed to be a safe place in and out of game. So you could go into it, and unless you are invited, you're not allowed in the person's clan room. That's the problem though, because it was such a safe place, most clans would stay in the clan rooms and they wouldn't be wandering the castle. So I barely interacted with anyone because it was really hard to find people, especially the main people I should have been interacting with, the Fae. I cannot remember what their clan name is because I just constantly referred to them as the Fae. Of course I couldn't access their clan room. They were fucking pissed because we found out at opening that there was a new race called the Mumbata. They are like cat people, and later on I found out that Belladonna ended up creating them as Perrette has this whole thing about trying to cheat death. The longer you live, the more you're celebrated because you cheated death longer. So usually people who die young aren't really celebrated. She was really trying to ultimately cheat death by making immortal people. And that's what this new clan was, and that's why it freaked out the Fae so much. Because the Fae are immortal, and of course the Fae are the ones who want to stay immortal. Because of that, the Fae were really mad, so I couldn't really interact with them. As well as I really wished that I loved my GM. I know some people did not like the people who ran their clan. I loved mine, Jesse was great. He was amazing. I love him so much. But I really wish as a whole, they really checked me before they wrecked me. A lot of my photos from Contera are me crying. I was crying a lot. Friday night, I cried because someone in my clan got murdered. Sunday, I cried because I found out my parents were dead. Well, not my parents. Talia's parents were dead. And Contera was a lot of crying. I hit very severe LARP drop with Contera. And I didn't want to admit it, and it took me so long, and why I haven't really been making videos, and I'm really kind of finally ready to kind of admit it to myself. I didn't want to admit that I didn't have a good time at Contera, because it seemed like everyone had a good time at Contera, and I didn't want to seem like a downer, and I didn't really realize I hit such a severe LARP drop. I ended up not talking to my friends for a week. I just went MIA. I've never had that happen since, but I was miserable after Contera. To preface this, I started and ended Contera crying, and not a good cry, a bad cry. And I think that really sums up my whole experience with Contera, is it did not leave me feeling good. It left me feeling very, very bad. And I stopped posting on my channel because I just wanted to continue to delay the Contera video because I teased it and I didn't know how to feel, and I didn't know how to say I had a great time, because I didn't. But I kept trying to convince myself I had a good time, because I've had a whole conversation on this on Twitter. Haha, shameless plug, am I right? Follow me on Twitter. But I found out a lot of people actually didn't have as good of a time as I thought. And a lot of people didn't want to speak up because they thought everyone else had a really great time. It made me not want to make YouTube videos because of the fact that I didn't want to be negative. I find, and I've had conversations, that people in LARP who do LARP, a lot of them are very conflict aversive. They don't want to create a story. They don't want to be negative. They want to be happy. They want to be positive. But we can't always have that. And that's why I'm being very honest, that I even started it with, I hated Contera. I had a miserable time. It was not fun. I would never repeat it. I wish that my LARP drop was handled better, because I really only take away negative emotions. I have memory problems. I will be very open about that. I do not remember a lot of Contera. But what I do remember is nothing good. I remember what photos bring, like memories photo brings. And a lot of my photos don't have a lot of context, but most of my favorite photos are of me sobbing. And I feel like I will distinctly say I remember the reason after Contera I cried was I felt so isolated. A very specific thing triggered this, and I don't blame the players at all. But I was at the afters, and people in my clan, I was not there. I was blank. I was exhausted, and I wish someone had picked up on it, because since it was my first major blockbuster, I had never gone through emotions like this. I didn't know what to do. They were talking about how they were gonna have a party, some of my clan members, they were gonna have a party back at their Airbnb, and they didn't invite me, and it really hurt me, especially because I was dealing with these severe feelings of LARP drop, and like my character Talia, she ended up almost getting overthrown because Belladonna was running everything because I could never find them, and I do not blame her for this at all. I do not blame Piper at all for having fun, but I wasn't being a good leader. Well, Talia wasn't being a good leader, and so I ended up almost getting overthrown. And I just remember sitting there and being like, well, it's about time. I knew it was coming. I expected it. And I just felt very isolated from my clan because they all seemed to have gotten so close, and I had done basically nothing with them. And I hadn't really made any friends there either. And I just felt so alone the whole game. And when this person didn't invite me to their party, I know it was because I was not there. I was so tired. I looked exhausted. I felt exhausted. And I know that is why they did not invite me, but at the time, it really hurt because I was dealing with this mixed feelings of feeling isolated because of my character, and then out of game I felt isolated. I went back to my hotel room and I called my friend and I just sobbed. I still get very emotional thinking about it. As you can see by the onslaught of tears that is coming, I just cried, I think, for 30 minutes, I think, to him on the phone about how I felt hated and I felt so isolated and like no one liked me, even though that wasn't true, more or less. I would say I was very isolated during Contera. That's something that is, it's just a fact. But I wish I had a proper resource to reach out, and I really understood why I was feeling like that. I feel like I still wouldn't be carrying around these negative emotions when I think about Contera if I had had a proper resource. They did a debrief. They did a group debrief, and that was great. But because I didn't really understand what I was feeling, because I feel like it wasn't made super clear, and especially I don't think they quite understood either because it was their first LARP, that I wish I had someone else to reach out to, because they made me cry a lot. I think I cried like a total of 4 or 5 times, like sobbing. I at least got to check in afterwards being like, hey, are you okay? That was a lot. And I would have been like, yeah, I'm good. Or just something. I believe my GM checked in a few times. I just carry such heavy emotion when it comes to Contera, and not the good kind. Now that the tears are done, let's get back to the game. Last thing is my character sheet. Pretty great. One very fatal and embarrassing flaw. So my character Talia had a fake constructed arm. That's why I have the funky little faded tattoo that I tried to paint on with body paint. She had lost it during one of a war, because Talia wasn't meant to be the leader and ruler of Perret. She was supposed to be a warrior. Her sister's job was to become the ruler, but she was presumed dead, so Talia was pretending to be her sister, which it didn't really get ousted. People knew, apparently. I just thought no one did. It didn't become like this big reveal that you're pretending to be your sister, which is kind of what I hoped. But alas, it did not happen. But the one thing that I did not like was it said in my character connections who gave me my arm. And I wanted to find them at the summit. And so I was looking around. I was trying to find a fading Raylith. And then I found out that was Cheyenne's, aka LARP House's character. I look up to her. I was freaking the fuck out internally because I was like, oh my god, she gave me my arm. Oh no, I have to talk to her. I ended up getting permission to go into the Fey War room to talk to Rayla. And Casey, aka Kaza's boyfriend, I don't really know their relationship status, and I don't feel like I'm going to assume it, but I'm going to go with friend. So Kaza's friend, Casey, was recording for her as she chilled in the Fey War room. And so everyone is staring at me because I'm the leader of Perret. Now, as established, the Fae are not happy with us. And so I walk up to her and I'm like, I have a couple questions, can I ask you? And she's like, sure. And so I'm like, why did you give me my arm? And she's like, what? And I'm like, why did you give me my arm? Like, why did you gift me with this arm? And she's like, she did, because at game we had this thing called the unicorn horn, which was our way of showing we are out of character. And basically, Cheyenne told me, what? And I was like, what? And we were both really confused. And so I show her my character sheet saying that her character gave my character my arm for no good reason. And she told me that she had literally nothing about it on hers. It was not a part of her sheet at all. And I'm just standing there like, oh, because of the fact that I'm being recorded, I'm in a room with all eyes on me because all the fair are like, why the fuck are you here? And I'm talking to someone I very much look up to, and she told me that she could roll with it, except she couldn't because my main question was why, and she didn't have the reason because it wasn't on her character sheet. So I had to turn to everyone in the room and tell them that they never saw me here, that I never came in, and I'm really sorry about this. And I had to walk out because of the fact it wasn't on her character sheet. It made me so embarrassed because that could have been a really good moment, and it was one of the moments I was looking forward to for her, and I didn't get it because it wasn't integrated on her sheet, and it pissed me off. Also, speaking of sheets, we got our sheets 1 month. I got my sheet 1 month from Contera. No, that shouldn't be how it works because your sheet can completely change how you plan to play your character, how you characterize them, their fashion. You should really get your sheet before then, and I thought, oh, that's pretty late, it couldn't get any worse. Apparently Felbus has a track record of handing in sheet lates because when I went to Venuspora, I will just say this, they gave me my sheet 10 days before the LARP. 10. So I was not very impressed there. Also, one other thing is I did wargaming. It was completely optional. I fucking hated it. But because I'm me, I felt like I had to do it. And they told me openly, no, you don't have to wargame. Our GM, Jesse, he was like, I can stand in for you if you don't want to. But I was like, oh, I'll do it. I didn't want to do it, but I felt obligated. And this isn't on them, this is on me, but it also made my experience much worse because since I hate a board game and I had no fun doing it, and it didn't really have much effect because the main effect was if you took over their capital, they would have no war room. But that never happened. And I also missed out on some moments because I was away wargaming, which really upset me. Overall, I did not have fun at Contera. Looking back, a lot was wrong, such as getting our character sheets really late, them not living up to what they promised in ticket prices, though they gave me compensation. I feel they did not give enough resources to deal with warp drop and bleed, and as well as I feel like did not check in as much as they should have with their players. Stuff missing on other people's character sheets, and mainly just the feeling of isolation I had, made Contera fucking suck. And that is why I fucking hated Contera. I'm sorry if there is not as much footage as it looked like I promised. I decided to rework this video because of the fact that, I don't know how I feel about inserting footages of LARP. It's good to see the experience, but I also filmed on a potato, and I definitely in the future, I'm not, if I hit it big on YouTube, I won't be recording. I much more enjoy doing these kind of sit downs and reviews, and recording took me right the fuck out of game. Please go watch Piper's video if you're looking for good quality footage, as well as a very positive outlook on the game, and a much more in-depth of the overall rather than my personal experience. She does an amazing job. She's also an amazing cosplayer, and just check her out. Even if you're not going for the Contera video, just go subscribe to her. She's amazing and a blessing to this world. That is why Contera fucking sucks for me. I will be making more videos. I also had a problem with my phone not uploading my videos and photos to my computer, but I found a workaround around that. So I am hoping to make a video on College of Wizardry, which that was a roller coaster, and I'm hoping to make a video on my new home LARP, as it's been a while since I've updated you, and since I've gone to a completely new game, I have to introduce a completely new character. And I will be making a video on Venuspora, as well as most likely a video on the LARPs I plan on going to in 2020/2021, if I'm planning that far ahead, because I already have one for 2021. But yeah, that is all. I hope you liked listening to me being salty for probably around 15 to 20 minutes. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.